So, if you have any team members that are going to be not attending the meeting or will be there for only part of the meeting, you must fill out in the pre IEP the team member excusal form. Make sure you have your dates in, and then you're going to click on team member excusal. I know it says optional, but obviously it's not optional if someone is going to not be at the meeting. So, you would click on team member excusal. You will put down the date is here, but you also will have to type in the date here because the date that's here is the date that it's sent. This is the date the meeting is supposed to be. And what's actually very important is that this should be sent to the parent prior to the meeting. They need to be given notice that a team member will not be in attendance or will be partially excused from the meeting. So you would have your team members here. So perhaps the general education teacher cannot be there for the whole meeting. And so you're going to mark partial attendance. And then you need to mark off if it's going to be modified or discussed. So general ed is typically discussed at the meeting. We would mark yes. So another person, especially at a triennial, might be the nurse. She's not going to be in attendance, so you would not mark this. But typically in a triennial, it is discussed. So this needs to be marked off. And if she's not going to be at the meeting at all, you need to make sure that that report is sent home prior to the meeting. All reports and the draft IEP should be sent home to parents 2 days prior to the meeting at least. Then you need to have whoever is going to be the person taking the notes. So that's your principal, an AP, school support TOSA, program specialist, whoever's going to be taking the notes and is the LEA for the meeting is also needs to sign this. Then the parent also needs to sign it. So after that, what you're going to do is save. You save, and then you need to create links. Principals, TOSAs, they do not have access to Cyrus to be able to edit. They only have read-only access, so you will have to create a link for them. So I would say other participant, I would send it to that person. I would put in the person's name and their email, and you're going to create a new link. And then again, it brings up the information for you. You can either copy it to clipboard and send it in email, or you can send it from email right here. For the parent, I do recommend putting it all in one email. That way, I typically will send it with the notice of meeting and the excusal all at once. So I did it for my LEA. Now I also need to create one for the parent. And now you can see I've got 2 here, and as they are signed, you will start to see this change. If you have a part 2, you need to have a new excusal because maybe someone who attended the first time can't attend the second time. So to create a second excusal, you need to go in to team member excusal. And then up here at the top, you can see it says add page. You would add a page. On page 2, you'll put the date of the new meeting, the team members that cannot attend this one. You need to have the person who is going to be the LEA for the meeting sign here. And then again, the area for the parents. Click save. And then you would use the same link that you had sent to the parent before. So usually this will change from incomplete to complete when the parent has signed it. You would click here, edit, resend, and then it will reset that. And then you can send it to parent again. And I always like to make sure to note to them to please sign on whichever page, since you will notice that there starts to be more than one page. So I always like to make sure that I tell them sign on page 2.